My soul tribe. Welcome, welcome. Okay, welcome to my channel. This is Openwidewitch Tarot where we keep it PG, um, but always keep it a G. All right, let's get into this reading and let's see what comes up. There could be somebody like trying to kind of finagle a situation, and not a good way. Okay, um, okay. Okay, somebody feels like you help them with something. Okay. Like something you said just really helped them in some sort of way, shape, or form. Okay. This could be a person like you shouldn't even help. Like, I don't know if you accidentally helped somebody and didn't even know it, but like it's like somebody trying to finesse their way, like for you to help them. Okay. A same sex situation could be significant. Like somebody could be, in the LGBT community. Um, so yeah, but it's like somebody wants to be your Superman. You could have somebody that's, same sex that wanna, you know what I'm saying? They wanna be your super masculine. Okay. Hey Neil. All right. Okay. Now listen here. Listen here. I definitely do feel like there is something very significant about you dodged the bullet from somebody who was just a very selfish person, okay? And you really need to be thankful. Um, Very thankful. I definitely feel like there's something in regards to somebody who was trying to take your finances. There's something that you were able to purchase because this person isn't in your life anymore, and you need to continue to keep this person out of your life, so you can continue to be able to purchase things you didn't even think you could. Okay, you're probably able to purchase things because, like I say, this person is not in your life, and you really need to pat yourself on the back. Um, that you don't have to deal with this person who is just literally just a very they're a taker. Okay, so let them take not having you in their life. Okay, now a Scorpio could be significant, or there could be something about transformation that is very significant. I definitely do feel like adults. Okay, so 18 plus. I don't, it's interesting because I don't really feel nothing sexual, but I just feel like more so of the vibe of like maturity. You know what I mean? Okay, so yeah. Um There's like somebody who is like really trying to bring some harm to you. Like whatever they're trying to do to you is some just real cold ass wicked shit. Okay, not even cold. It's just some real weak. Like it's just like it's not no stuff you do to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like no harm is going to come to you, but all harm is going to come towards this person. Okay, whoever that may be in your life. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be a coworker, put it to whoever resonates for you. I definitely do feel like I really feel like don't feel guilty for saying no to somebody who is literally trying to make your favor of God look negative, okay? There could be something about like maybe a work situation, or there could be somebody who is financially well off that's giving you money. This could be a job, this could be a person. But somebody did something that just made themselves look very embarrassing. And like because you like saying no to a situation, they want to, like, somebody wants to mess something up for you, but it's not gonna work. Okay, I definitely do feel like some you are influencing a lot of people whether you know it or not. Okay, um there's honestly so like somebody feels like you're the first person that they ever tried to do some messed up stuff to, and it just didn't work. Okay, like no harm came to you, no negativity, like what they wanted to happen just doesn't happen to you, and anything else messed up that they tried to do to other people always happened and worked out in their favor. But when it comes to you, it doesn't work in their favor. And this is most likely because you're spiritually protected. Okay. There's a lot of people that honestly they feel like you're peer pressuring them. Like they want to do whatever you want them to do, honestly. Okay. Because I'm not gonna lie, who is somebody, I don't know if this is a job, I don't know if this is a company, I don't know if this is a business, I don't know if this is a person that's like real well established. I'm not really sure what this is, but you are the only person that this person has ever like bowed down to. And it's, I don't know what this is, but it's something where like whatever you're connected to, or whoever, whatever the situation or person that you're connected to, I just genuinely feel like this person or situation scares a lot of people. And like whatever the situation or person is, it can't mess with you at all. Like if anything, you're conquering this personal situation. And people just feel like, they look at you as almost like oh, my phone flopped up. But they look at you as almost like some sort of like figure. Okay. I almost want to say Gandhi. I'm not gonna count. Gandhi made peace. So I don't know if like you're like very peaceful or this is something about powerful. I'm not really sure. But I just feel like it's just very interesting for you to still have your peace through whatever this may be, because a lot of other people will lose their mind in this situation. Okay. It really is just really spell work. It's spell work that you just think kind of peeps. And, like you might be one of those people like me. I'm a person where when I can tell something is like kind of getting me off balance, like it's just, something is very like annoying. Something is very just like, constantly like it's a situation that just won't stop. Like one of those situations where it's just like constantly one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. That's when I know like, okay, I'm being tested. I'm being tested. I don't really look at it as like, oh, I'm being punished. Like, I might have my moments where I'm like, dang God, like this, it's a lot to deal with. But most of the times I realize like, hey, this is a test. It got to be something that is going to be occurring for you very soon, or for me very soon. And I have like, it's like God is almost like kind of seeing, am I ready for this? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like there's a vibe of like, it's a vibe of like you have been tested. And when I say you have passed the test that most people can't pass, most people are just know that they could even attempt to pass this test. They wouldn't even try to pass the test. I just honestly feel like you are an influence to people. Okay. um like all jokes aside, all right, whoever is watching this video, I definitely do feel like there is something where God is connecting you to a person that's similar to you. Okay. If somebody kind of wants to, there is somebody that's gonna want to go back in time and time travel. Like if they could, they would get a time machine and time travel so they can be this person um that you're meant to be with. Okay. Um, I don't know if somebody was like falling for a situation of like somebody showing their hate for you, or I don't know what somebody was trying to do to you, but it just didn't work. And maybe this person thought it was gonna work and they skedaddle, or maybe they just probably did you wrong. Um, yeah, I've been there. Um, and I definitely feel like the divine is about to bring you somebody that literally matches up with you, that you don't have to worry about doing you wrong, or you don't have to worry about somebody thinking like you're not going to be able to pass some sort of test. They probably even help you with the test from God. Okay. And honestly, I just feel like this person is just like, man, I'm a little sleepy. I feel like this person's just like, man, they literally just messed something up really good. because a lot of things are really getting taken from them. And I just feel like you're just able to be on a roll when it comes to your finances. Like everything that like, since you're not in somebody's life, they're not able to take from you. Majority of what they were getting was literally coming from taking from you, whether this is your energy, your peace. This could be taken from you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and so forth, academically, whatever the case may be, financially, mentally. Okay. I just honestly feel it's this person basically wants to time travel so they can come in your life and use you. It just seems like somebody just showed their true colors, so they can't anymore. Okay. And you're gonna meet a person who's literally like, they're, oh my god, when you meet this person, it's literally like, oh my god. Like, I don't know who this person gonna be, but I just feel like whoever this person, it's just something very like, oh my goodish about them. I don't know if this is gonna be somebody that's like, this could be somebody that's famous. This could be somebody who's like, who is very well established, like got a lot of money. This could be like one of them things like you end up like, you end up being like a basketball player. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? They want to be with you. It's like something where it's like one of those things like, how can I say? It's not a vibe of like, I was able to get this person. It's just a vibe of like, it's a vibe of like okay, like regular, like the regular masculine energies. They work a 9 to 5. You can meet some men that might make $20 an hour. You might meet some men that make $30 an hour. But it's rare you meet men that make $80 an hour. Okay. It's gonna be something like that. Or it's gonna be like, instead of this person working a 9 to 5, like maybe this person is somebody that travels the world and does really cool things. It's just gonna be something very like, oh my god ish about this person. Okay. So where it's just gonna be like, wow, like this is what God has brought to me. Okay. And it's honestly because you deserve it after some sort of piece of shit that you like, some real fuck person that you was with. Like, this is just a fuck ass person. Like, really horrible person. Okay. So um but yeah, hmm, I honestly feel like a bar could be significant. Okay. You guys could be going to a bar, or somebody else could be going to a bar. Okay, that you know. Um, and I definitely feel like that could be very significant. Um, what else could be significant? Um, somebody crashing like a car and not wanting to sell somebody could be significant. So yeah, okay, those things could be very significant. I definitely do feel like, in regards to the beneficial sector of this reading, there is somebody that honestly really, really wants to steal your soul. Like, you are really idolized. I'm not gonna lie. This is really giving this like an idolization as reading. I was saying influence, but it's really like idolization. Like, there's a lot of people that are idolizing you right now. That's why Gandhi came up, because maybe people are looking at you like Gandhi. Okay. Like, there was something that was supposed to disrupt your peace, but it didn't. Okay. I just honestly feel like your story, like somebody is trying to steal your story. So there could be something about like an abortion you might have had in some sort of way. If this is not an abortion, like maybe you had a miscarriage and you have to take the pill and like, like kind of like abort the baby. This could be like maybe you had to get like your uterus taken out. This could be like getting your fallopian tubes taken out. Just put it where it resonates for you. But I honestly feel like there is somebody out there that wants to take your story. Like, there is somebody that, okay, it's crazy to say. There's a lot of people that actually respect the fact that you didn't have a child. at a time where it wasn't the right time to have a child and you went for wealth, like Glorilla. This is a perfect example. Glorilla, at a time before she became who she is now, she was pregnant and she ended up aborting her baby. Now, this is pro choice, remember, and this is a channel of no judgment. It's not saying, oh, go get you an abortion, but it's just saying, like, you realize somebody is idolizing you for using mind over matter, especially if you're a feminine energy and a divine feminine energy. Okay. We are very, very spiritual, but there could have been something that could have been on your heart that was telling you that it's not the time for you to have a child. Okay. Or like I say, maybe you might have had a miscarriage and you had to, like, do some sort of abortion route. Put it where it resonates for you. If you're like open wide witch, I didn't abort a child, I had a miscarriage. I've been there also. Okay. So this is the thing. You're going to build a lot of wealth, and I just honestly feel like your story, your struggle, like everything you went through is going to be like, it is going to, like, what, how am I trying to say, like, what am I feeling right now? I'm feeling like intuitively there is something about your story that's going to be so iconic. Okay. Like, honestly. And I feel like it will motivate a lot of people to think mind over matter. Now, this isn't to say someone to get an abortion, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there is some people that's thirsty enough to be like, ooh, I remember old girl, she ended up not having her child. She was supposed to be pregnant, didn't have her kid, she had an abortion or a miscarriage, and boom, she went to become a millionaire, and or boom, she went to become successful, and la 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 la. And there could be somebody that think, oh, the same thing gonna happen to them. That's not necessary. That's not necessarily going to happen. So crazy enough, this is the beneficial thing. There could be somebody that's willing to sacrifice their own child just because of your they idolize you. Okay. It's crazy to say, because they idolize your story and how you went through so much struggle, and you're going to accumulate so much wealth in the future. Okay. The thing is, this is what's so crazy. Something is not what it seems, believe it or not, because I don't know if there's somebody that's saying like you had an abortion, but I honestly feel like there is some blurred lines in regards to this book of personal reading, but it's some sort of blurred lines. And I don't know if this is like one of those things of like, because this reading really gives me a vibe of like a lot of devil work going on. Because one thing about it, if somebody is trying to make your favor, of that God has over you negative, that is literally devil work. Because if God has put some sort of favor on you and somebody is trying to turn that favor negative, they basically might as well just say F God. Because it's basically what it is. They might as well go to heaven and slap God in his face. And that's not gonna go very well. Okay. And I just feel like, and I'm not saying this, I'm just saying like metaphorically, like that's basically what they might as well just do, because they're trying to, in so many words, say whatever favor God has put. Because one thing about it, the favor of God is basically you having a mission for God. God has chosen you to do some sort of mission for him that will help his people on this world. Okay. So when people try to come along your path and to distort that favor that God has put over you and make it negative, that's basically disrespecting the hell out of God, because God has anointed you for a mission for him. Okay. So whatever your mission is that you are supposed to accomplish and do, it's just not for you. It's to honor him also. And it's just an honor to even be able to have the mission ordained from God for you to be the vessel for that mission. Okay. So, yeah, I just feel like this person is playing in devil work, because basically what's going on, this is like, I'm not gonna lie, the destiny swap word has been getting used and watered down so bad, and it's just kind of, I almost Like I do know that there's destiny
No
swapping.
signal.
They're
Please
really
check the input connection.
okay. Somebody who trying to Disney, if somebody was trying to Disney stop with you, they're not gonna have no connection with their spiritual team because this is not ordained. But it's just like somebody wants to basically have wealth. They don't care how they get it. They want some sort of wealth. You got wealth that's green lighted by God. Okay. Now, I don't think nobody want to go through the struggle. I don't know. It's like somebody feel like if they was to take all the steps that you take, then they can get what's supposed to be occurring for you in the future that they know and feel. Okay, and there's some sort of transformation that happened like after you had some sort of abortion. Like I say, it's something distorted about this abortion thing. I don't know if like I don't know if like you, because I think Gorilla, I think she actually got an abortion. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. I think she got an abortion, but it's something like you got an abortion, but then come to find out you didn't get an abortion. You had a miscarriage, and maybe you had to take abortion pills to get rid of like the child, the fetus. Like you pretty much your child's had to push your child out of your stomach. So it's something distorted about that. And like I say, there's somebody that's like they want to go through everything you went through because they think that this is going to ordain them to get the wealth that's to come for you in the future. And what's so crazy is something isn't what it seemed because I don't think you had gotten a book. And it's another thing. Whoever this person is that distorted your favor over that God has for you, it's really a vibe of like this person made you come off like a cold-hearted person. Like there is literally some people that genuinely feel like it's a thing now where a lot of girls, I hear a lot of girls talk about abortion and it's just so desensitized. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's coming from hurt that's like hidden as humor, that like masked with humor, but it's a desensitization to it that I can't describe. You know what I'm saying? And I do understand the desensitization truly comes from survival. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to have a child and be impoverished, and not have enough means to take care of that child and be able to take care of themselves, because being a parent is a very, very heavy responsibility. I will add. Um, so I do understand having to have that mind over matter situation. But I just genuinely feel like somebody is trying to make you be like come off as some cold, callous person. And it's almost about like somebody like, yeah, such and such, they had an abortion. And the whole time come to find out you didn't have an abortion, you had a miscarriage. It's like it's like, such and such, snake, such and such, like say it's somebody who is like well respected, and they be coming at knocking people upside their head, or you know what I'm saying, or metaphorically they just like one of them people that's real like, real like, how can I say it, just real like put the hammer down type of vibe. Somebody will say, yeah, you ended up conquering them, or really like, shit, you came down and put a Thor, the Thor thing, the thing that Thor got in his hand down. And the whole time, people try to make it seem like, oh, you snaked this person to be able to conquer them. And you probably didn't even have to snake them. You just probably just was like, you probably just didn't, it's just something just didn't work on you like it works on other people. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody is trying to distort something about you so bad. And it's a vibe of like, it's a distortion of like God isn't protecting you. It's almost this distortion like you are making executive moves to protect yourself. And that's not true. God is the one that's making executive moves to do, like literally to protect you and make sure that this mission that you have in this life that God has ordained for you, the divine has ordained for you, comes to pass. And that's what somebody is trying to distort so bad, because there is some sort of power in knowing. It's almost like people, that's like real respected. Like if you mess with these people, something happen to you. You'll get put away or something like that. You feel me? It's some sort of power in regards to that. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you something that's way more powerful than that is when you are protected by the divine. Because being protected by the divine, it's like certain, I cannot remember who this guy name is, but it was on, I remember I was on Twitter and there was this guy, I think he was from Mexico. I'm not sure, but I know he wasn't like from the States. And it was so much stuff that ended up happening to him. When I say I read I read that guy's story, he was like an older guy, like I said, he's from Mexico. And I read that guy's story. I said, "Oh my God, he's a one percenter. This sound like some one percenter. Like I'm a one percenter." And he went through a plane crash. I think he got shot multiple times. I mean, he went through so much and survived. Every time, just survived. And I'm like, this man is a one percenter. That's a one percenter. Like you, like literally, somebody could try to kill a person, take a person out, shoot them in the head. And next thing you know, they'll find out that person at the hospital and they done made it. Literally, they done made it. They still alive. They not even paralyzed. Their limbs are still working, hands, feet, arms, eyes, ears. They can still hear. They got a sound mind and everything. That's a one percenter. Okay, like one percenters, when God has mark, they always talk about the mark of like the beast rebuke, but they always talk about that. They never talk about the mark of God. I don't think that's ever been said or stated that way, but it's really something when you got that mark from God. When you got that mark from God, it be things that just don't make sense that you escape or that you're able to like get out of a situation unscathed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like anybody would be like, there's no way, to the point. This is another thing. This is sometimes how you, like, a lot of people, they don't believe that mark of God. So a lot of people will say, "Oh, you worshiping I like to call what was the name that I had for I forgot what that name was, but I'm gonna call her Lucretia. I forgot what the name I had called you, the lower energies. But yeah, but they will even say like, "Oh, you got to be doing some voodoo. You got to be doing that witchcraft because there's no way that you could have, like." It could be a situation where, man, I'm trying to describe what I'm trying, like a plane crash. You could be in the damn plane crash and you could survive. You could be somewhere skydiving. You jump out the plane. Supposed to do you do the parachute by yourself. The parachute don't connect. You fall far as hell, fall into a tree, and luckily you land on the ground. You ain't got no broken bones. You barely got a scratch. I think you might just have one little scratch. That's a one percenter. You can get shot 50 times. And people ain't gonna understand. You can get shot 20 times. People gonna be like, what, and you can survive. And it will make no sense. It will make no sense at all. Like I cannot describe the things that one percenters go through. It's like stuff like, nah, this it's like it's one of them things like it's is no damn way a person can survive that at all. Okay. So I just really feel like there is something of like it's it's interesting because whoever this person is, they have identified this. They have identified that you have some sort of favor from God. And God is protecting you. And they have casted some sort of illusion over you that you are an evil mastermind. I swear to God, it's like Is the constant pattern. You are just this evil mastermind that knows how to escape things on your own. That is not true. You are an evil mastermind that is escaping negative, faded situations. Like, you know how people say, some fate and so forth. Something about fate is real negative to me, from what I noticed. Like, fate is not a good, like, fate is like something negative in your life that you can avoid, but you don't. It is something that every time something is trying to become fated for you, you find a way to get up out of it. You find a way to escape it. You make an executive decision, and you move around it. Somebody is trying to make it seem like you're the one doing this on your own. Somehow, some way, you're doing some sort of, this is not like like you ain't doing no Jedi mind trick. It's just the vibe of like you are an evil mastermind. Like somebody's literally like like I'm trying to think of like a person who I could think is like an evil mastermind. Um, um, I'm not sure. Like Kanye West. A lot of people would say like, um, he's crazy, he's insane, but that motherfucker makes some really good music. At least to me, he makes some very good music. One thing about another thing, even if you don't like his music, that motherfucker visuals when it comes to a concert, it's something like never seen before. It's something very poetic, very just like, it's literally like the things that he has envisioned in his mind, he's literally able to bring it to life. And you can tell there's nothing manufactured. Like, it's just something out of this world. It's almost like his level of geniusness, especially when it comes to music and sonically, his visuals is almost like as Elon Musk when he made Tesla. Like, that's how Kanye West is when it comes to his visuals, whether it's on stage or whether it's on a music video. Like, he is a very, very amazing visualist. And there is no doubt about it. You can call him crazy all you want, but he has some sort of geniusness that is occurring. And I always advocate to you guys, mental disabilities are not, can remember, a disability. It can become a ability if you know how to work it. Okay. If you know how to work your disabilities, they can become abilities. Okay. Depression, you can make depression a ability. Okay, somehow, some way. There's a lot of people who are depressed that are amazing artists. There are a lot of people who are depressed who are amazing musicians. There are a lot of people who are depressed that are amazing visualists. You know what I'm saying? Anything that is negative, you can always make it into a positive. That's why Kanye West says, and it's unfortunate, but it's true. Um, Now I would advise him, just like for his safety and just others that, when he's in this mode, because he says when he creates an album, he gets off of his medicine. It's just as long as he has someone around that is like a actual like a person who is really good at like the mind and understanding mental disabilities, to know when, oh, okay, he's having like an episode and this is what we can do to hurry up and calm it before it gets out of hand. We can get ahead of it. Um, long as he has a person like that around him. But what Kanye West does, he says, and it will make sense. He doesn't take his meds when he's doing music because his mental disabilities are actually his abilities. It's just you have to create a, a good safe space for those disabilities to become abilities. Okay. So basically, that's like what somebody is trying to do to you. They're trying to make it seem like this geniusness is coming from an evil place, and you're making your own executive decisions. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I am going to tell you something. One thing about it, In the Bible, God was not nice. God was very mean. God had wrath. There's a lot of things that God can do that humans cannot do. If a human was to do that, they would be in jail, they would be incarcerated, they would be put in a hole, and they would most likely be on the electric chair for sure. They would definitely have the death penalty for sure. No doubt about it. And they wouldn't be serving anything under at least 85 years. That the 85 years would be the minimum of what a person would get if they were to do the actions or to put themselves in God's shoes. Okay. So I just feel like this is what this person is trying to make it seem that you're doing. And you know what's so funny? It's like you're like, I'm not. The right person is doing it. God, like you're allowing God to do what God does. And you, as a human with a mission, you're doing what the human as a mission does. It's just that this person can't really grasp in their mind how you are able to be so obedient to the divine. Because there's a very huge propaganda going on in regards to some people being very rare people being obedient to God when it feels like you shouldn't. And there's a lot of, and I hear, the main thing I hear is always, oh, it couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. When I hear that, I know that's somebody that is not obedient to God. Because if you're obedient to God, you're going to have to understand, most likely one day it's going to be you. Everybody got their day where it's going to be them. Everybody got their day where it's going to be certain things that you're going to have to give over to God, even if you want to give over to yourself, because you have to understand that is not your, and I think that's where humans are getting mixed up with so much. That's why this world is just um this world, like spiritually, the spiritual warfare is on a whole nother level right now. And it's really on a whole nother level because it's like a lot of people are putting themselves in shoes of like God, of Mark Archangels, like doing a lot of shit that are meant for spirits to do, the stuff on the spiritual realm to be occurring, are doing a lot of things that God are supposed to do. Crazy enough, I'm gonna just be honest, most of the things that people do to play God don't even do. That's what's so funny. Now, like I say, if you were to do something that God would do, you'd be in an electric chair. Like in the Bible, God has killed kids. If you kill a kid, you're in an electric chair. You might as well just be done. Okay? What else has God did? Flooded the earth. If you go somewhere and try to if you go somewhere, mess with a dam or a river and flood the river, go to Louisiana and mess with the river and somehow, some way start flooding everything, you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. And you're going to go to jail for a very, very long time. Okay? But there's just certain things that God can do that others can't. And this is why the devil got upset, because he wanted to put himself in God's shoes. Okay. Honestly, I'ma just be truthfully honest. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like the devil and God was frenemies. Like in the Bible, I just felt like, low key, they really cool with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because to do Joe like that, that's one thing in the Bible. And I think everybody who like read the Bible and know the Bible, that's the one story. If any story that anybody go to where they like, I ain't gonna lie, this story right here, this is the one story where I feel like God was just, it's like one of the things where like, like, you want to say God was tripping. God was tripping. God was tripping. Because what did Joe do to deserve that? Maybe Joe didn't want a new wife. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, everything Joe lost, he got multiplied. But what if Joe was content with what he had, and on top of that, he was content with what he had, and also loyal to God. I'm not gonna lie, you know, listen here, listen here. I'm really, I'm really 50-50 on the Bible. I'm just telling the truth. If the Bible is very contradictory. I notice anybody who has tried to stick their neck out and stick up for the Bible, the book, um, it's very contradictory, and it gets real sticky, and it's a um it's a contradicting ass book. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of them books that you really can't defend as much as you try as you may. You know, it just it had I noticed every time a person has tried hard, very very die hard to defend that Bible, they always look stupid. They never have a solid answer. They never can give you like some sort of evidence or proof. Like anybody that tries to defend the Bible, is always a righteous spirit that comes over them. And righteous spirits, I have seen what righteous spirits does to people, and it just makes them look very ugly, because it's kind of this Bible like, what I say goes. My convictions, what are my convictions? I'm getting like a pain in my knee. Okay, so like I'm really getting a pain in my knee. So somebody might not like what I'm saying, or somebody, maybe this could be a person that has, dropped to their knees, just kind of trying to understand the Bible. But the Bible is a very contradicting book. It's equivalent to, you can go get a book, a Harry Potter book, and you can go around and say Harry Potter is God. You know what I'm saying? It's a very contradicting book. And like I said, I was raised off of that book also. So, I do understand people's conviction in that and having so much faith in that. But the Bible's just not 100% correct. And like I say, when I just honestly, anybody that I've seen tries to defend their book, they just always, it's just kind of like, you can't. You know what I mean? You really can't. It's too contradicting. It's just one of them things you just gotta, I don't know. Like, I will say this, Psalms is an amazing rebuke spell. Psalms, the book of Psalms, that is an amazing spell rebuke for your enemies. If you have a bunch of enemies, if you got a lot of spiritual warfare that is going on, and the spiritual warfare is taxing on the mental, because it happens. Spiritual warfare is something. It is a lot. Spiritual warfare hits mentally. Before it even hit physically, it's going to hit at spiritual. The first thing spiritual warfare hits at is the mental. Okay, I guarantee you. Um, Even men, masculine energies, that aren't divine. Even they know, before you get a woman's body, you have to get her mind. If you really want that woman to lose it, go crazy, as most guys like for women to do, for their ego to get like suited and booted, because most men are bred, they move off of egotism instead of from the heart. You get that woman's mind. You talk to her. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, grand rising queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have great conversations with her. It's like picking at her brain, knowing what her past relationship was like, so you can like tell her, oh, I'm not gonna be like that guy, and then end up being worse. You know what I'm saying? She just basically showing you, certain manipulation tactics that she hasn't experienced yet, and she's letting you know what manipulative tactics that she hasn't experienced, that you can actually run on her. Okay, so you know what I mean? Most men know to get really get a woman going crazy, you gotta get giving her, buying her flowers, doing all cute things, like getting her open, making her feel safe, and then you get the body. Okay, in the spiritual warfare, it's the same way. Spirits get you mentally, and then their body come right after. You know what I'm saying? Mostly the body is the last thing to go, because that's just really your shell. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really your shell. You can have a physical hit, and that mental can still be strong. And because your mental is strong, you can still be able to live a long time. But if that mental ain't strong, the body going right after. The body won't have even stand a chance, because the mental is gone. That's what spiritual warfare hits the most. So I just definitely feel like I say, if you're ever going through spiritual warfare or something like this, read Psalms. Read Psalms. Read it aloud if you have to. I'm talking about the most amazing rebuke spell ever. Okay? So that's why I say, it's certain things in the Bible, you receive what needs to be received, and the rest you put it to the side. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, if I'm at my lowest, Psalms is always going to be a book in the Bible that I will go to. Like I say, not 100% on the Bible. Nobody is 100%, feeling like the Bible is truthful and la 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 and all this other stuff. But I'm telling you, book of Psalms stands the test of times. Like, the Bible is it's a great spell book. That's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. So, um, I just honestly feel like this person is trying to make your favor of God. Like, oh, this is coming from you. And one thing about it, if it's something that only comes from you, then people feel like, oh, well, it's not from God, so that means that it's not anointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is um like willpower, there's a lot of people who have not been spiritually, they have not been spiritually contracted. Like, I honestly feel Jay-Z was not spiritually contracted to be a millionaire. I'm honest to God. And this, it sounds like I'm gonna be like a hater with this, but I swear to God, I'm not. I honestly feel like Jay-Z was not meant to be a millionaire. But I genuinely feel like he had enough willpower to be able to become he's not even a millionaire, a billionaire. Well, I think him and Beyonce's network together makes him a billionaire. I think he is a billionaire now. But if you have enough willpower, even things that you're not ordained for, you can still go for it. There will be difficulties, though. It will not be a smooth ride as if you were anointed and orchestrated for something by the divine. But even if you're not orchestrated for nothing, if you got enough willpower, you can make it happen in this life. If you have the free will to do that. But it just, like I say, it just will be a lot of difficulties. And if you can overcome that, then so be it. So I feel like that's what somebody is literally trying to do. Like, somebody is like this life of like wealth and building wealth. This was not orchestrated by the divine. You're orchestrating this for yourself, for your own life. Like, somebody is so badly trying to make it seem like God has not ordained you to have wealth in the future, to have an easy, amazing life, to be chosen by Him. Somebody is honestly trying to make it seem like you're just using your willpower and your free will to make this happen for you. And like I say, even if it's your willpower and free will, they're trying to the thing that they're trying to put on a pedestal as their stating claim is, yeah, they're making this and that happen for themselves, but it's not orchestrated by God. And the whole time it is. It literally is. But I'm gonna tell you something. Honestly, this is what's so funny. Nobody is actually falling for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nobody is falling for it. Like, there is really some people that is like, no, this is what you have that's occurring for your future, this is actually orchestrated by the divine. Like, it's literally orchestrated by the divine. But there is something about, like, whoever this person is, their hate for you is so strong. Like, nobody's gonna talk them down this cliff because they so far off the cliff. Like, they at the part of the cliff that people know, if you go to this part of the cliff, like, you're not gonna be able to walk back. And there is somebody that's so far on the cliff that they can't even walk back. So it's like people ain't even gonna try to make this person walk back from the cliff. They gonna leave this person on the cliff. And you just basically have to just kind of ignore them. And there's people that's kind of letting you know, like, hey, that's the best thing to do. We know that you're anointed, but just let them stay on the cliff because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're too far on the off the cliff. It's ridiculous. Okay. So, like I say, I just feel like the divine is gonna bring in a lover for you. Okay, the divine is gonna bring it in, and it's something about this lover that's gonna make whoever this person is. It's another lover, but it's also this person that's trying to mess up your favor. I don't know. Maybe this is the lover that's trying to mess up your favor, or it's probably not. I think this is somebody else. And there's an ex-lover in the background that wishes they could time travel. But when this person that God brings to you, this good matchup, is some sort of matchup that's you supposed to be or orchestrated and contracted to have. And when this matchup, it's literally like Jay-Z, Beyonce. Like, when this matchup, I'm not saying this, the relationship is going to be specifically like that, but I'm saying imagine their success. Okay. Um, the way when you and this person meet, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like a supernova. Well, I'm getting Lisa Lopez. Is it a Gemini significant? But Lisa Lopez, it's like okay, in Lisa Lopez documentary, she had this thing where she was like, trying to do numerology. And she wanted something like to really work for her, but she wanted it to be aligned. Because Lisa Lopez was spiritual. So she was really like, I want it to be aligned. She was like, oh, well, on this day, it's supposed to be a really, really good day. It was like some sort of supernova or something. And she was like, well, I'm going to put out a song or an album on this day. She put out her own, I think she was trying to go her own route, like away from the group TLC, and she put out something and it didn't go the way that she thought it would. And that's because um it probably wasn't aligned. Okay, this is what this person wants to happen for you, and it's not going to happen. Like, you're actually going to meet up with somebody, somebody that's a good matchup for you, and this is going to be like a supernova, literally, for your life. And your life is literally going to explode with so much abundance. And when this occurs, it's like this person is going to just be like quiet, very quiet. Um, so yeah, basically, this is literally the reading. And like I say, when this happens, people are already like inspired and influenced by you. But when this happens, whoever you're supposed to meet up with somebody, and it's gonna be so insane. And when this happens, there is gonna be somebody that's like, this gotta happen to me too. It's like somebody gonna be like, no, this gotta happen to me too. Whatever, they're gonna try to follow your blueprint. Like, literally, if you had a miscarriage, I don't even know. It would be crazy, but they probably would. I don't know about hoping for a miscarriage. I don't know. I don't know. But honestly, I'm getting they hoping for a miscarriage, or I don't know what they might do, and I'm not sure. Or maybe they have an abortion. But this is so, like, look, But this person that didn't put over some negative favor over like negative, not negative favor, but this geniusness, like you're doing things executively on your own, trying to play like God in your own life. When this occurs, I look, this the thing. I honestly feel this is a person that's like, so this the thing, whoever this person is trying to follow your blueprint, the blueprint that they're trying, and this is what's so funny because whoever's trying to follow your blueprint is an enemy. This is a separate person outside of this person. This is like a second energy. This person is an enemy. This person is following the blueprint, and it's not even your real blueprint. It's a blueprint that this other person made, like some distorted blueprint of you. Like, you will do anything to be with somebody that got money. You would do anything for money, even if it means getting an abortion. Like, and the whole time you didn't even get an abortion. The whole time you ain't even with somebody for the money. The whole time you probably got your own money. It's like, and it's like whoever this other person is, they're gonna try to follow your blueprint, but it's not gonna be your true authentic blueprint. It's gonna be this distorted blueprint. And they finna put themselves through so much shit purposely. And what's so crazy is interesting because it's like you probably been through all of this, but it's been, you went through these things without corruption in your heart. Like you probably did like have a miscarriage or something happened where like, I'm not sure, like your baby heart wasn't breathing and beating and you had to have an abortion. Okay? Like boom, you with a guy and he has a lot of money. And the whole time you got a lot of money. Maybe you just don't flash it though. But it's something that's being distorted because maybe you just not really talking about your business, which you shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Because who the fuck want to be telling they all their business? I mean, even though you don't got no, it's like, it's a vibe like it's nothing bad. You don't really have no bad business to tell, but it's just like I say, this whole situation, let me tell you something crazy enough. This distorted view of your favor of God that somebody put over you, they don't even know. They set up a booby trap for your enemies. Like, I'm not saying to thank them because I'm not gonna lie. This could have went left. I don't know if it ended up going left once before, but this could, what if you wasn't that strong? What if you wasn't strong? You know what I'm saying? What if something didn't work out for you in the nick of time? You know what I'm saying? Like what if? You know what I mean? This is one of those things that could really take somebody out because it can really confuse your mind and make you feel like, so I'm not favored by God. Like, like am I doing like am I am I trying to make it seem like I'm favored by God and I'm not, and the whole time you are. This game somebody playing is a very dangerous game to play because, like I say, this is literally the ultimate disrespect to God is to mess with any of his people that's anointed. I'm going to tell you something. If I ever see, even if a person is like a 30 percenter, even if you ain't a 1%er, 1%ers though, those are people that are, it's a certain high regard that they held up to because it's 1%ers go through things that most people ain't even gonna be able to make it from physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and so forth. You know what I'm saying? um but you could have them 30-50%ers. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that I see that has like some sort of hmm. So you know what, something is just telling me like Uh-uh. No, let me stop playing. Let me stop being nice. Truth be told, it ain't no such thing as 30%. You either 1%er or you ain't. And that's just simple. Now I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt that they're anointed, but there's a lot of people that be saying that they're anointed and they not anointed. They just got a lot of willpower. Like me in the medical field, when I was going in I got 12 certifications in the medical field. Literally, I'm still sitting on 3 certifications that I haven't even finished. Truth be told, I did the book part. I still got to do the test portion. Now, what's so interesting is God already told me before I even started my medical career. But due to survival reasons, I was just like, I was fearful. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't really, I was scared. I was scared. I was in fear. I had just had a child. I had my own place. I had to pay bills. Um, you know what I'm saying? I was very scared. And so I'm just like, I gotta give me a job. I gotta give me a job. And then, my child's father, his family was trying to basically stick me. He put a bug in his mama ear. She fell for it. And it was basically like in the midst of my postpartum, being 3 months postpartum, after losing 4 kids and having one stillborn held in my hand, I was basically almost in a way kind of like forced to go to work. Because I was looked at as a gold digger when the whole time I'm at the house taking care of my child that somebody begged me to have, which was my daughter's father. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I ended up going for my career, I think 5 months into postpartum. Literally. I still think I'm probably am postpartum. And I have 12 certifications. Now, was that anointed? No, God had already told me that was not anointed. That is not something that is even remotely close to my mission. It's a waste of time. And literally, what's so crazy? After my grandfather, well, before my grandfather passed, like 2 months before he passed, I started having heart problems. I did offset heart problems for my body because I was just so stressed. And my blood pressure, I was in the hospital before Christmas with a blood pressure of 80 over 30. And I had inflammation all around my chest, literally. Um, so I've offset so much with the fear of losing my grandfather to the point that if I was to even try to go in the medical field right now, I don't even know how that would go for me. Low blood pressure means you're gonna be lightheaded, you're gonna be dizziness, you're gonna have dizziness. Medical field, you have to be walking. You have to be you got to be walking around, you gotta be alert. You know what I'm saying? Like we have downtime, but there's most of the time we gotta be alert. We gotta be up and at it. So I don't even know if I will be able to even make it with having me a medical field job at all, honestly. I got so many heart problems. The moment I get stressed, my chest just get tight. And one thing about the medical field will stress you out. That's why them nurses be drinking all that fucking wine. Every nurse I know is a fucking drunk. And I understand why they're fucking drunks because that shit that they be trying to put on TikTok and make it all glamorous, nursing field is not fucking glamorous. And if they really gave the behind the scenes with that shit, they would really motherfucking understand that that shit ain't no shit you even want to be a part of, honestly. Okay? But I'm just truthfully honest, like I got 12 certifications off of willpower. Nothing was granted, and I had so many difficulties with that. So many difficulties. If I go down the list of difficulties, it would really be ridiculous. It would really be ridiculous. I literally, to pay for most of my certifications, sometimes I had to go to BioLife. I went to BioLife. I would have to work extra hours. Um, I had got my first highest paying job, $28 an hour in the medical field. And I did that on some movie shit. Like, you wouldn't even believe how I got that play. It's almost too much to talk about. And then ended up getting jumped, losing my house, everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did I win getting jumped? Sure. But I didn't even win when I really wanted to win. And I did, on top of that, the whole reason I got 12 certifications is because I was so pissed that I couldn't get my LPN because I wasn't good at math. And I flunked the TEAS test. And that's the test you have to take in order to even get in the LPN program. And what's so crazy, I had flunked my first TEAS test and I was going to a program that was 17K. After that, I ended up finding a program that was 7K. 7K for an LPN program is crazy. But that was because it was a new program. And it was literally 10 minutes from where I was living at. Only thing about it is, for the life of me, I was not good at math. And what's so crazy? I even had a tutor, was like a family friend. I had a tutor tutoring me for free. Tutoring me for free. But could I continue the tutor? No, because I had to pay bills. I had to hold the house down because I was in a relationship where I just was not able to have somebody solid enough to help me out 24/7. Pretty much just every now and then. Could never keep a job, nothing. I always had to just do everything on my own. I was basically in a relationship by myself. Okay, he was literally babysitting my child. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, can you get things done even without being anointed? Can you make things happen without being anointed? Yes, you can. Hell yeah. Very easily. If you really motivated enough to do that shit, you can. If you're a very passionate, motivating, driven person, you can do some shit that you ain't even meant to do in this life, that you just want to do on your own free will with no problem. There's a lot of people that do it every day. There's a lot of people that do shit on their own free will every day. And like I say, me being a spiritual person, God had already told me the medical field is not for you. But unfortunately, due to me dealing with survival, I'm like, God, what else is there? Like, at that, unfortunately, I was just invoked with the spirit of, fear. I was very vulnerable at the time. Like I said, I just had a baby. My child's father was looking at me like I'm a gold digger, which didn't make sense because, you know what I'm saying, he living in my house. I was on low income. You ain't paying no rent. All you gotta do is pay the damn light bill. Like, god damn, what? It's like, how did that make me a gold digger? You living in my shit. Backwards as hell. Like, what? So, but yeah, and then what's so crazy? I was working the whole fucking pregnancy. I literally worked the whole fucking pregnancy. That nigga didn't work. The nigga worked for 4 months. Lost a good job at Walgreens with good benefits, where he can literally work there for 6 months and get a pharmacy certification for free. For free. Do you hear me? For free. While I'm paying 3,000 for all my certifications, nothing less. Like, what? He lost that job. I was working for the whole fucking remainder of my pregnancy. And what's so crazy? I was not working in a facility with doors locked. I was working outside of a fucking holistic shop. And I was working outside of a strip mall too. Like a strip mall. We're in the middle of both sections where cars were driving and could be driving fast as fuck on the weekends. 5 minutes away. Make it worse, I was 5 minutes away from a fucking college. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm around all drunk fucking people who are turned, people who are having fun. And this is a place where most people go to on the weekends to just turn up, get drunk, have fun, eat food, and just be just as stupid as and immature and just possessed as they can be. Like, when you with your people, you just like, especially on like on a weekend. What? Oh, the possessions that I was around, being pregnant at such a vulnerable spiritual time for myself, and having to flip tarot cards outside of a fucking holistic shop. Like, what? Are you kidding me? So, yes, I was very scared. And also, to make matters worse, this is like what, my fifth pregnancy. The rest of my fourth pregnancies all were miscarriages, and one was a stillborn that I had to hold in my hand. My first ever experience as a mother, not even hearing my child even cry, blink, anything. So, I mean, you can just imagine the shambles I was in, honestly. And it was honestly either break or box up. And I mean, I already had a baby here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I can put my baby up my hoo-ha and then just reverse it, so it's kind of like, what I'm gonna do? I can't break with my baby here on this earth. I just had to boss up. So unfortunately, under survival, I was disobedient, but a understandable disobedient, if that even makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And God gives us grace. The divine definitely does give us grace, and understanding with certain situations. Um, Cause shit, even with me having a child, God had already told me like, no, you need to not do that. And what's so funny I literally remember this card, the Golden Girl Tarot deck, and it was literally the Ten of Swords, and the woman had a business suit on, and she had a picture of a man, and all the swords were on the picture, and literally it literally had said in the reading like, you're gonna be, if you had this baby, you're going to be bossed up. Don't get me wrong. But you can avoid dealing with so much hurt that you're going to have to deal with because you're going to be working a lot. And I'm like, what? I'm going to be working a lot. Why would I be working a lot if I have a baby? That makes no sense. And the reader was just telling me, like, you're going to be working a lot. The man is not really gonna help you. You're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be feeling alone. You're gonna boss up, but you're gonna be very, very hurt, and it's gonna be a lot of grief that you're gonna deal with, and you're really gonna like despise that man. Like you're gonna despise that man because it's almost like a Viva Vendetta. I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie, but like what he did to the girl, where like she basically told him like she was just scared of like the war and so forth. And I think he ended up like faking a stimulation of like her being basically taken and kidnapped from the people, because I guess they were under some sort of thing where like they would kidnap them and like take them somewhere to like some sort of camp or something, and just like do horrendous things to them, like literally break them down and like use them as like test subjects and stuff to see like how they would handle certain things. And it was just really sick as fuck. And she was just like, she was scared of that, and she told him that. Oh my gosh. And he literally put her through a whole fucking stimulation of just like the whole situation. And she was in like the cell, like the fake fucking cell, the makeshift cell, because he had literally went through the same thing. And he basically, like, after she got out, when she was in the cell, she had a moment where she was breaking, but then she like kind of build herself up. Okay, and she built herself up through some sort of lady that she was writing to, that she thought was in the cell on the side of her. The twisted shit about it was that the guy, the V for Vendetta guy, when he was in the cell, this was a lady that he was writing to, and he was giving her the letters that she had wrote to him once before, and she was just writing back to the letters thinking, oh, this is a cellmate on the other side, but he was giving her the letters. And then when she got out of the stimulation, it was something where he was like, are you ready to die, um and so forth, and she was like, yeah. There's nothing you can do, like pretty much you can't kill me, like you've already killed me enough, or something. Like it was like a vibe like that. And then he walked away and the door just opened. She was just like, what the fuck? And coming to find out, she just walked past the cells and she was in the Viva Vendetta house, and he basically told her like, well, just like a nigga, like just like a man. Men are horrible, but he basically told her like, you told me that you were scared of like going through that, getting kidnapped and taken. And I think a bunch of people around her were getting kidnapped and taken to the camps and stuff and getting killed. And he was like, pretty much like, I just wanted to like make you strong. It's like, what? What the fuck? So yeah. So what was I getting at? What was I getting at? But yeah. So I don't even know where I was at, but yeah. I can't even remember where I was at. Okay, please do understand I'm spiritual. Okay, I got like a bunch of things. I got a bunch of spirits on the other side that are communicating with me. I probably got like 2 ancestors sitting with me right now, 3 spirit guides, a Michael Angel, and God. Please do understand there is a okay. And I probably got like 10 more people on the other side that's trying to, get jip in line. So please do understand. It's a lot. Okay. I'm in two different worlds. I'm not just in one. Okay. Some people can just be grounded on this earth. I'm on this earth, and I'm also deep, deep in the spiritual the realm. Okay. But yeah, so it was something like this. So I don't know if like something's trying to occur where like, you know what I mean? Like somebody is just trying to do some sort of sick game with you, but it's really horrible. So anywho, okay, anywho, oh gosh, okay, but yeah. So I can't even remember where I was at, but just know, um, pretty much. Oh yeah. Oh, what was I talking? Yeah, I was talking about the willpower. Okay, so how did I get on Viva Vendetta though? Anyway, but yeah, Viva Vendetta. Why are my views dropping? Stay on here, you guys. Don't be scared. But yeah, Viva Vendetta, is just one of those movies of like breaking into like somebody's psychiatric mind and them having to like build themselves up. So, oh, that's what I was talking. I was talking about in regards to like connecting that with my medical field thing. Like, you do not have to be anointed to be able to actually make something happen for you, even if you want it in a free will way. Okay. So that's why I do believe like there's a lot of people that think that they're anointed and they're not anointed at all. It's just they have amazing willpower. Okay. Like I say, before I went into the medical field, God specifically told me this is not attached to your mission. This is a waste of time. This is not something that I'm ordaining you to do. Even with that being stated, and God, the divine, letting me know that, I still have 12 certifications off of free will. Thing is, though, like I say, now with my heart problems, and in regards to after me losing my grandfather, I offset heart problems for myself, where I'm just every time I get stressed, my chest gets tight. um I'm just not even able to work at a medical field job. I would be useless to them because what am I going to do? Every time I'm having like heart attack symptoms, I have to call off the job. So basically, I'm in a situation where it's kind of like I'm like, I'm in a situation where basically because I used my own free will and I was scared and dealing with survival situation and not being obedient to the divine and trusting the divine. Now I'm in a situation that if ever I was to get a job, I gotta really question myself before I apply for a job. Like, hey, do you want to start having heart attack symptoms? And even though the doctors are saying, oh, your heart is fine, everything's fine. And, but while I'm, every time I get stressed, my chest get tight. I'm having these symptoms where my left arm is almost feeling like it's about to be paralyzed. You know what I'm saying? I know my body more than a doctor that doesn't even know my pain. Okay. And I have to make the decision of like, do you want to sign up and apply for a job and then have heart attack symptoms and die at a funky ass job? And one place I never want to die at is at a fucking job. Can you imagine being a ghost at a job and not even knowing you died and you just for the rest of your life, you like for all your whole afterlife, you just working your whole afterlife and not even realizing you're dead because you probably I wouldn't be able to even come to terms with the fact that I've died. And my great grandmother, lo and behold, I have her middle name, died at a job from a heart attack. And I just refused to continue that cycle. And one thing I am a strong believer in is naming your child by somebody who, you know what I'm saying, like good things have happened to. And I love my great grandmother to death, but even my great grandmother would probably be like, no, do not name her after me. Unless she's strong enough to be able to break this curse to where she don't die on the job. Because lo and behold, as ironic as it is, I have my great mother's middle name. And there has been numerous times where I've thought to myself, oh, bitch, I'm finna die on a job. I'm finna die on a job, bitch. Oh, no, I cannot. I don't even think my grandmother would be, her soul wouldn't be able to even rest because it would be like, oh, my Lord, no. So, God, I'm doing everything to make sure that that does not happen because I just don't want to die at a job. Jobs don't give a fuck about nobody. Jobs don't care about shit you got going on. And I don't never care about a job that much to be a ghost at a job. I fucking refuse. So yeah, so basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of people that you confuse willpower with anointings. It's confused a lot. It's really confused a lot. And it's really just the motherfucker is just a driven fucking person. A very driven, motivated person. And sometimes that motivate that drivenness, ambition, motivation that they have within them, and that will, not even motivation, but the willpower, the drivenness and the ambition that they have in them can be misconstrued for anointings. But when somebody is anointed, oh, you gonna know somebody anointed because a lot of the stuff that will happen to other people do not happen to them. Like it could be a situation of, like, for me, for instance, I'm gonna say this. Even though I was not anointed with the medical field, I do feel the divine knew my heart and knew my situation and gave me grace. I was in one of my first ever medical field class, which was a CNA class. And I remember we had like over 10 girls in a class. At one point, my teacher was literally like, I'm finna kick all of these girls out. And that is literally what it was until they had to come back to her and let her know, like, you at least got to keep 3 people. We had like 10 people, and that's happened to me multiple times. Like, I was in high school, and we had a jam pack. I'm talking about jam pack full of people, like over 20 people, no exaggeration. And by the time, like, within like by a couple of months, it was barely like, it was probably like under maybe 10 people at the most, like, for real. Like, maybe not even that. So I've been in many situations like that where the strong will survive. Only the strong will survive. But seriously, I literally was in my CNA class. The teacher was like, you're going to be the only one that's going to take this test. You're going to be the only one in this class. And I mean it. And I honestly think if they were to allow her to be like, yeah, you can just only have one person take the test, I would have been the only person that would have took the test. No exaggeration. That's a 1%er. And I remember when I told my child's father that, he was like, what? He was like, what? Did, what? This can't even be real. It's like, what do you mean you the only person in this class? I swear to God, you ain't even gonna believe. I remember I got in the car, I was like, you're not even gonna believe what just happened today. And I was telling him, at the time, like, he was my man, and your child, your man, you gonna tell your man everything. I would tell him all the work drama. He would come and tell me work drama, like, what? I was telling my man all the school drama work because I was like in a school class job. And I was getting paid like $15 an hour, but not that much. Because they like needed people in the medical field. And this was like the time to get it in the medical field. After COVID had scared everybody, it wasn't that many people in the medical field. So the medical field kind of took a big hit. So they was doing a lot to get like people back on board. But I remember I was just telling him all my work trauma. Now I remember I got in the car. I said, you ain't even gonna believe what happened. He was like, what? I said, why? I'm the only person in my class. I remember he was like, what? And he hadn't even started driving just yet. He was like, hold on, what? I said, yes. I said, I said, my teacher basically kicked everybody out the class. Like, nobody, like, nobody's in the class no more. Like, everybody is out the class. I'm the only person in the class. Like, I'm the only person going to be taking the test. I'm not even exaggerating to you. Like, I'm so fucking for real. He was like, he was like, what? That don't even make sense. He was like, how is it? He was like, what? How could something like that even happen? Cause this is like, what? The fuck? I just, I'm a low key. I think my child's father wanted to say, I just knew you was finna quit, or like you was like, like I didn't expect you to come in a court and tell me all of them got disqualified from the class, and you the only one left standing. I just would. I think my child father was like, bitch, I wasn't expecting you to tell me no shit like that. So, like, how are you the last person standing, and you coming home telling me all this tea about all the hardships that you're going through in this class? But that's a 1%er. Like I say, even though that was not orchestrated, though, I would not lie, that was not orchestrated at all. But like I say, God knew my heart. Okay. Um, what else is the 1%er? Like, it could be a situation. Let me tell you another thing. Now, this is really actually a really, really good example. So, where I live at, where I used to live at, it used to be a lot of tornadoes, like in that area. So, like, well, that's an area where tornadoes can basically hit, right? So I remember heading to work. Once again, everything is just work, 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 school, school, school. um, I remember heading to work. Them is the two places I really don't want to die. Like, okay, I'm giving too much of something, like just too like a piece of my soul to school and work. Like, but I was heading to work, and it was a storm that was occurring, and I remember being on the highway, and it was, when I fucking tell you, it was like Twister. And it was ironic because I had just watched Twister. Like, I had just, when I tell you, I had just watched Twister, like, a, it wasn't even like a month before. Like, I had freshly, like, within a month, I had just watched Twister. And I'll be damned. I'll be fucking damned. I'm on the highway heading to work, about to die over a funky ass job. About to die over $28. $28 an hour. When I say 28, that $28 an hour didn't even look appealing to me anymore. I remember being on that, I was on that highway, and the tornado was pretty much on its way. It passed, luckily it didn't pass like overhead. It like passed like on the side, like say if like, somebody cross you, like go from left to right side. It like passed that way instead of coming front to back. Because if it would have came front to back, the whole cause would have just been, oh my God. I just remember the sky. Like you couldn't even see clouds. Like it was literally like a fog, not even smoky. It was just like the way it looked, it just looked like you ready to die. That's how it looked. Like if when I look, cause I'm literally in my car. I was in my car, I'm on the highway, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm stuck in traffic, and it's gonna be a tornado. And my cousins, my granny, everybody was like calling me, like, you good, you okay? Like everybody just kind of checking in on everybody, making sure everybody okay, like with the storm and stuff. So literally, literally, I think I had seen something about it where it was saying a tornado. Like right when I had got on the highway, I had seen it had alerted me about a tornado. But I'm like, oh, okay, it's always alerting about some sort of tornado gonna happen. But it never happened. And lo and behold, it actually fucking was occurring. It was literally gonna occur. So I'm on the highway, like I say, I remember, I'm like, I forgot what I was doing. I think, I don't know, I was on my phone or so, I was doing something. And I just remember I looked up, I said, whoa, it's getting dark. And I'm just looking, I'm like, wait, it's getting dark. Like, it's getting real, real dark right now. Like, I can't even see the clouds no more. What is going on? It wasn't even like a fog. Like, you can see through a fog. Like, it's a fog, but it's like it literally, the best way I can describe it is like the clouds came down from the sky and just formed all over. Like it was just like a bunch of like you know how a cloud is when it's about to rain? Like imagine seeing them clouds like but it's close up. It felt like the clouds had the best way I can describe it is it felt like the clouds had fell down from the fucking sky and they were so close to the point you can almost touch them and you can literally just see like the fog in the clouds and it was so it felt like it was like you know the movies if you ever watch a movie and it's a big ass monster like it's an anticipation like it's real quiet and it's this big ass fog and then raw a big ass gigantic ass monster pop out. It was like that type of stuff. Like it looked it like that. I was like I just seen it and I noticed it got darker. I looked up, I said, oh my God, this is a cloud. Like this is like a this ain't even a this is like a fall cloud telling us get ready to die. Like when I looked up, it was just a vibe of like something that was saying get ready to die. Like it looked at like don't like not even doomsday. It just looked at like everybody on the highway. Just get ready for your last day. That's what it felt like. Like it might not be nowhere else, but on that highway, it was like these are our last days. Anybody on this highway, this is the last day for us. So luckily, it somehow miraculously it fucking passed, and I just knew a tornado instead of a monster coming through the fog. I just knew it was gonna be a tornado, and I was preparing myself. I'm like, this tornado finna come through this fog any fucking minute, and we just can't see it. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, once it got too dark, I'm like, yep, we can't see it, but it's some fucking cars all in the air. It's cars all the way up in the fucking air. We just can't see it right now. And either a car finna come out of nowhere and hit us, or this fucking tornado is finna just pop out of nowhere. Right through the fucking fog. Luckily, it just came and went. It started raining real bad. And you can kind of like it looked like the cloud like was kind of like the fall was kind of going away. I said, let me get the fuck up off this. Like someone was just like, you need to get the fuck up off this highway. So I got off the highway, and when I got off the highway, my cousin, my granny was calling me like, where you at? And I was looking. I'm just remember it was trees every fucking where, every fucking where. I'm like, oh my God. My house, luckily, I was living in my granny house. And I was staying with my granny at the time. And I went to my house. My apartment complex, everything was fine. Nothing. And what's so funny, in the back of my apartment complex, it was literally like the tornado. I'm laughing because when I say only a one percenter, only some shit like this will happen to a one percenter. The tornado, it's like the tornado because there was a building in the back of my house. The tornado hit the building in the back of my house. I don't know what the fuck it. I don't understand. It doesn't even make sense how it even passed my apartment complex. The fucking tornado hit the building on the back of my house. It looked like the tornado swerved because the back of the building where the tornado hits, um, the tornado hit the building in the back of my house was like directly right where my fucking apartment was at. The tornado hit the building. It looked like it swerved past my apartment, like turned, kept going straight, and then went past my apartment and went to the other apartments on the opposite side of me and just hit the back of them. When I tell you, for the life of me, I really do not understand how my apartment did get hit. When I say I went in my apartment, the apartment was still intact. Everybody in my apartment complex, their apartment was still intact. I turned the lights on. How this tornado fucking hit, and what I just came from on the highway, and what I just seen driving to my house, trees everywhere. Like it took me literally 40 minutes to get to my house because there was just how many trees, how many people was trying to get evacuated, all type of stuff. I said, it's no fucking way the lights is even on. I'm like, okay, I'm like, the apartment is still here somehow, some way. Does not even fucking make sense. There's no way the lights on. Turn the fucking, turn the lights on. The lights flicked on. Like, yep, still here. And here, your house is still here. Nothing is messed up. Your house don't even have a scratch. Light still on. Water still on. Everything good over here. I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When I was going to my house, I just knew my house is not like, my apartment is not gonna be there, no. Like, and if it is there, is I just know it's demolished. I'm like, it gotta be demolished. And when I was going to, when I was, cause I have to make like a left turn to get into, had to get into my apartment complex. When I seen the back of the building with the tornado damage, I said, oh yeah, for sure. I'm already knowing the tornado didn't hit my house. I know, like, how can a tornado, it literally, like, I can't even explain it. It literally, like, I don't even, like, it's almost like the tornado was like, wherever my apartment is at, I'm gonna make sure not to hit it. I swear to God. I swear to God. I said, there's no way it don't even make sense. And you want to know what's so funny? Another thing with that. I kid you not. I kid you not. God had been telling me for the longest to get the fuck away from that apartment. Like, go somewhere else, get me a better place to live, everything. And I wasn't listening because I'm like, God, this is cheap rent. I want to stay here. And I'm trying to move up the ladder in my medical field career. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know you saying this is not anointed for me, but, I'm doing a good job here with it. You know what I'm saying? So, whole time, I think, like, God was, like, really trying to warn me. I really think he was like, I am trying to get you the fuck up. And then this one I'm gonna say, it's not funny, but it's very ironic. It's very ironic because that opposite side where the tornado hit, that's where I was having it was a lot of hood shit going. Like, it was a lot of ghetto tacky shit going over that side. And I really didn't like the people on that side because they just kept up a lot of drama and they kept up a lot of shit. And I just didn't like, and every time I would get off work, I never felt safe when the people on that side of the apartment was outside because they was just always on some sort of bullshit. And I just didn't like, it's like I'm getting off of fucking work off of an 8-hour shift and you on bullshit. Like, what? And late at night. Like, what? I can't even get into my house without no bullshit. So it was just very fucking ironic to me. And then one of the girls, I'm taking a picture of the tree. I heard, bitch. I turned my head like, oh, that's the bitch that, oh, that tornado came over there, didn't it? Well, let me go into my house. Let me see what the damage is. There's none. Exactly. And that's on being anointed. Okay. But yeah, I don't feel bad about it. I really don't. I really don't. It'll be a bitch that to this day will probably be like, that bitch did voodoo on us. No, bitch, ain't nobody do voodoo on you. It's just you was probably doing some fuck shit and God came and brought that motherfucker tornadoes to your ass. That's what it was. Stop doing fuck shit. You wouldn't have to worry about that. And then still doing fuck shit. You behind my back. You behind my back talking about some bitch. Bitch, don't you see my apartment is still standing and your apartment fucked up? Exactly. That's why you gonna keep in your ass tapped. You keep playing, God gonna send a tsunami next. And me and mine's gonna be fine once again. Okay. But yeah, but even with that, my ass still didn't listen. And I was like, well, God protected me. He made sure the tornado went around my apartment. I ended up getting jumped. I won, but still got jumped. And I really hate to even say I got jumped because I've never got jumped in my life. And what's so crazy, it actually wasn't my fault. I'm going to just tell you the truth. I don't give a fuck what a bitch believe, okay? I don't give a, it's some bitches that believe, like, if you get jumped, it's your fault. Well, bitch, I guess I'm just that one bitch that got jumped, and it really was my fault, because it truly was not. But yeah, I ended up getting jumped before I finally left there. Then, even with getting jumped and won, after that, I still had my apartment, but then the lady that was the manager of the apartment, she pulled a flam on me. So it was like, God was like, look, I am doing everything to try to show you to get your ass the fuck up out of here. Okay. I don't know. I think God was like, because really what I think God was actually doing, I'm going to just be truthfully honest. I think God was like, you know what? Okay. Okay, my anointed one, my baby. You want to stay in this apartment so bad. So if you stay in this apartment, then I'm gonna have to. I gotta get the negativity out. I think he was like, I'm gonna have to get the negativity out, and I'm gonna have to bring this tornado here real quick. And that side, we didn't have nobody on that opposite side from then until after I left. Even when I had came back, when I still had my, when I was like still kind of in and out my apartment, they still hadn't fixed that side up because it was gonna take hellas for that side to get fixed up. And one thing about where I live, they take forever when it comes to construction. And woo, and it was in the hood. They took their good little time. I'm pretty sure it's probably built up now, but I'm pretty sure they took their good little time to build that up. And it was a lot of damage on that side too, so it probably was gonna take a little while. But but yeah, I think I was like, okay, if you want to stay here, I gotta get them up out of here. Shit, once he got them up out of here, it was still some what do you call it? What do you call it? It was still some what you call it? It was still like debris, left of the negativity. It was still some little negative people on my side, low key. I just didn't really see them for real. Cause like I said, I don't know. It was just something about my side where on my side of the I don't know if it I don't know if that's just how I felt or that's what it was. I'm not really sure. But on my side of my apartment, it was real. Well, listen, I ain't gonna say it was calm, but just wasn't that crunk. You know what I mean? It wasn't that fucking crunk. It was some sort of you can maneuver through on my side of my apartment. You know what I'm saying? But on that opposite apartment, it ain't no maneuvering you can do. Them motherfuckers was on fucking 10. And the only way you can maneuver with them is to shoot. Like one time I got off of work once again. Got off of work. I'm thinking I seen somebody I knew. Whole time it was like her doppelganger. I'm like, damn, bitch, you look like somebody I knew. Never mind. Here I am saying, hey, girl. And I'm like, oh, never mind, girl. I thought you was somebody else. Right after I said it, pop, 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 shots start going off. Come to find out, my maintenance, the maintenance guy, he was getting into it with a dude and was shooting at him. And that was on that opposite side. The only thing you can do with the opposite side is to get you a gun and shoot. Like it straight up. Don't fight, just shoot. Shoot, and keep shooting. Straight up. And I didn't have a gun at the time because I'm really scared to get a gun. I just feel like if I get a gun, I really will kill somebody. Like I really know I got it in me. Like I think anybody around me know I got it in me to kill somebody. I really will kill somebody. And I won't feel bad about it at all. And I just, I'm kind of scared to get a gun. I'm very scared. Not for the person opposite of me, but for myself. Because I'm not gonna lie, I know I can be a good mother in jail. I'll make it happen. But do I want this shit to happen? Hell no. Hell no. I don't want to be behind no bars, take care of my daughter. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just really scared to do that. So I'm really trying all other alternatives before I get to that. But I hope I did. I don't know, because every time when I pitter patter on my feet, God be like, well, let me show you why you don't need to pitter patter. So I don't know. I'm just really, I don't know. I'm just really, really thinking deep about that. Like even my car, it took me a long time to get a car, and that was me purposely because I just knew I don't need no car until I settled down. I was so out in them fucking streets fighting and trying to whoop a bitch upside her head every chance I get. I couldn't imagine if I had a car. If I had a car, I would have been dead. At the time, I was just whooping bitches head, just wanting to just fight. Like, you even look at me wrong, I just want to fight. I was so ugly back in the day. It's actually very embarrassing. I was very ugly. Not even ugly. I wasn't ugly. I said that back. Ugly and angry, two different things. I was angry. I was an angry motherfucker back in the day. I was very angry. Now, I'm not ugly, because ugly is different. Ugly is like a motherfucker saying some real foul shit. Like, ugly is like you got an abortion and a motherfucker saying, oh, bitch, you killed your kid killer. You know what I'm saying? That's ugly. I wasn't ugly. I really didn't have a mouth back in the day. I had all fists. all fist and bitch, don't you ever let me wrap my motherfucking don't let me grab you up. Don't let me grab you up and toss your ass up or throw your ass into somewhere because you over with. If I grab you up, it's over. You better just let me punch you. You just better let me punch you. I don't pull her. I didn't know how to pull her. And every time I always got my little hair pulled. And you will know when I got my hair pulled because I'm breaking somebody back. If I break their back, oh, back in the day, I don't know what it was. I don't know. Even now, like even when I got jumped, I didn't pull her. I probably should have, but I'm just not a hair puller. I don't know why. I'm a legs type of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch baddies and see what they got going on. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very much of a like bing 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 bing. The hands already going enough. I'm focused on the hands going instead of pulling her. But you know, most girls are very smart. That's the shortcut. But I'm telling you, just trying shortcuts with me just don't work. It don't work. Well, bitch, grab my hair. Bitch, I don't know, you gonna piss me off. And that's gonna bring some up out of me. Bitch, you gonna be laid on your back flat every time. Every time. Every time a bitch pulled my hair, they was laid flat on their back. So, but yeah, okay, but anywho, I'm steady getting on track. Okay, but look, so basically, yeah, just know somebody tried to distort your favor of God. You're accidentally peer pressuring people to do whatever you want. Somebody wants to time travel so they can. Somebody wants. Yeah, somebody wants to time travel because they know they fucked up. They know they fucked up, and they want you back, and they there was an ex that was going along with this though. There was an ex that really was going along with somebody turning your star status negative. Um, but somebody finna be coming to see your life. It's finna be a lover, and I've been getting this a lot of my readings. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been getting this a lot of my readings, but there is a lover that is coming into your life, and when I tell you, this person is not gonna go for distractions, anything negative. I just honestly feel like this is gonna be a very good person for you. Okay. I don't feel like this is a person that is gonna be a liar, gonna be dishonest, gonna be secretive. Like a very scorpionic type of energy. Okay. I got scorpionic energy, but I don't know. I use my energy different, but you know what I mean? So, I just honestly feel like somebody's gonna come into your life, and when this happens, your favor from God is gonna be is nobody can. I don't know. It's something with you and this person that is just going to like be very massive. Okay. Um. So yeah, and like I say, when this happen, somebody gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta copy your blueprint." But what's so funny is this was so funny. You're not even confusing the enemy. Somebody else who's casted some negative star status over you, like trying to make your favor from God look like it's only coming from you and your like geniusness. And there's something like demonic about a genius mindset, because geniuses is basically like almost saying like somebody is like at a God level mentally. You know what I'm saying? People really feel like, nobody's supposed to be at a God level. Like even me, there might be people that feel like, oh, this is like God level, being able to read tarot. Trust me, God level is on a this is not God level. This is not God level at all. This is like just basically being tapped in and connect with my ancestors. God level is like is something totally, totally different. Okay. So this is what somebody tried to make it seem like you were on some sort of God level, okay? And you're doing things on your own free will, but you're not. God is actually doing these things for you, and He's gonna show you when He's gonna show this person when this lover come in, and also whoever this ex in the background that wanted this to just kind of go with the flow, but it's not the right ebb and flow. You know how like somebody trying to force a puzzle piece into a puzzle and it don't fit? It's kind of like that. Like that's what I'm getting a vision of. Somebody trying to make some shit fit and it does not fit for you. Um, and I feel like this person is about to confuse your enemy for you. So it's like your whole thing is you have to just be kind of peaceful and so that's why the Gandhi thing popped up because you kind of know God is going to handle this whole situation for you. And he literally is. Like, you're literally not tying God's hands up in regards to this. And most people would have tied God's hands the fuck up in this situation because it would have been like, oh, fuck no. You're not about to make me look like my favor from God that I know I'm not no fucking crazy motherfucker. You're not about to make my fucking favor from God look like it's something totally different. Like it's something negative. Like I'm the one that's making the executive decisions and I'm on some God like complex mentally. And that's what's helping me get to where I'm at. No, this is literally from, and like I say, this is really disrespecting God. Like whoever this person is, they are disrespecting the F out of God. Don't ever worry about disrespecting nobody else on this earth. Worry about if you're disrespecting God. Okay? Fuck anybody on this earth. Fuck your family. Fuck your friend. Fuck your coworker. Fuck your boss. Whole time, sometimes them motherfuckers need to be disrespected. And it ain't even being disrespected. It's sometimes motherfuckers you need to show your boundaries to motherfuckers. From your mama to your daddy to your brother to your sister, your uncle, your cousin, your friend, your boss, boundaries. And a lot of people confuse boundaries with disrespect because they don't want to be you to take some sort of control from them when you're not supposed to be trying to control nobody, first of all. So, like I say, somebody is about to try to follow your blueprint, but the blueprint that they're going to follow is distorted by this other person. And like I say, it's like Gandhi. Like you just at peace with this whole situation because you know God is finna you in the middle of this, but God is finna to tweak this shit in a way that's finna be crazy. It's finna be crazy. And somebody finna put themselves through so much shit to try to be like you. And the whole time they gonna end up realizing right when they at the end, when they think, oh, they finna get your blueprint, that something isn't what it seems. Why? So I'm hearing an alarm go off. So your intuition could be ringing, okay, in regards to this situation.